But the start, again, they were in Peoria, by the way. Peoria, Illinois. Fine place. If it plays in Peoria, it'll work anywhere. And they started the show again with a mixed tornado tag team match with Dick the Boozer and Marina Shafir against Swerve Strickland and Willow Nightingale. And they tried to have their Kate and Edith too, because it was the guys fighting the guys and the girls fighting the girls, but every once in a while the girls could fight the guys, and then the guys could snatch a hold of the girls, but they couldn't hit them. And then finally, by the end of it, as long as it was accidental and he didn't really mean to do it, you could, drop the girl on her face. But it's ridiculous. And again, if Marina Shafir's a real life badass, I'm sorry, I don't care. But there's happy fucking smiling, hand clapping Willow Nightingale out there with the world champion and his supposed top challenger that have been trying to fucking murder each other, and she's going through furniture just barely. And there's girls, and what the fuck is just visually. And again, it's ridiculous when they jump started the thing and had the big fight on the floor, and Swerve's shit was faker than Moxley's. Did you see the punches? They were on the railing in front of the fans 1 foot away, and not only is he not hitting him, it didn't look like he was trying to hit him. He's just waving his arms in the air, and there's a close-up on camera. And they were on the floor with the four-way for minutes where the girls were fighting on one side, the guys were fighting on the other side. And then they pulled a table out, and the girls then did some shit in the ring while the guys did the shit on the desk. And then the girls rolled out so the guys could get in and start doing running spots. They've had a goddamn four-way brawl with a goddamn on the floor for minutes, and they pulled a table out and they get in and start doing one tackle drop down hip toss. What the fuck? And as then Swerve gave Moxley a backbreaker, kind of. It looked like he decided at the last minute to do it, and then stood him up, and Willow came off the turnbuckle with a drop kick, but she came up short, and her feet barely touched him, but he was ready to take the big bump for the babyface girl, and he did the exaggerated backflip up the feet up in the air like Kurt Hennig. And then the heels just cut the baby faces off while the baby faces were hot dogging and not paying attention. Which you never do, but they did it. And then Marina got heat on Willow while Moxley just had to stagger around, and it was just dying. And then Moxley decided he was going to grab Willow and give her a double arm DDT, but suddenly Swerve jumped in and grabbed Marina Shafir and picked her up for some big move. And they stood there looking at each other in a stalemate. So then they let each girl go. Like, okay, I'll drop the gun if you drop the gun. And then Willow pushed Moxley into Swerve, so they had a head bonk, and the guys just rolled out and disappeared, hiding, so the girls could do their shit. And they were gone for minutes while the girls fought on the apron, and Marina they had the idea that they wanted Marina to powerbomb poor Willow off the apron of the ring through the table that they'd pulled out and set up. But they couldn't even go into it. They figured if Marina squatted down and Willow went like she was going to kick her, and Marina stood up underneath her, that this would work. Well, holy shit. Did you see this particular spot?
I did see this. I watched this entire match intently, waiting for your review.
Okay, well, Marina squatted down and Willa's got one leg over her shoulder, and Marina's trying to grab her legs and stand up under her, and Willow's trying to grab the top rope. My God, it looked like a fucking. I don't even have a cogent simile to where Marina tried once, twice, and finally 3 times to stand up under her, and Willow's trying to pull herself up on the top rope. And on the 3rd time, Marina just got up under her enough to fucking halfway or so and let her go. And Willow almost missed the table, but she landed with the back of her head and her shoulders on the table and broke it. But also her weight was continuing down through it. She just landed right flat of her back on that fucking ground. So, and that was their break spot. A woman has been powerbombed off the apron of the ring through a table onto the floor. But don't worry, the rest of the match is coming up and she's going to be involved in it. She was up and just fucking kicking ass here shortly. As a matter of fact, when they came back from the break 3 minutes later, we last saw Willow near death. Moxley and Marina were trying to go for the double superplex on Swerve, but Willow got up and got underneath them and did a goddamn Tower of Boom, a Tower of Boom power bomb, a Tower of Doom power bomb, whatever the fuck I said, on all of them. She got power bombed through the table, and now she just thrown 3 people 10 feet. It's God damn it.
Put the belt on her.
Who's going to stop her?
No one.
And then Willow made a comeback on both of them. And then they got in a 4-way where that Moxley threw Willow out and she had neutralized Marina some way as so that the guys trade fake forearms. And this went on so long, and the thing, and Moxley getting a sleeper on Swerve. The girls were over in the corner, lost, kind of trying to figure out what to do. And then finally, when the guys got in the right place, Willow power bombed Marina onto Moxley to break the deal. But now the girls look blown up and lost or blown up, one or the other, possibly both. The guys are trading slaps and forearms again. And then finally, Swerve goes for the kick on Moxley, and Marina pushed Moxley out of the way. So Swerve kicked Marina, just potatoed her right in the fucking head. It was an accident. Didn't mean to do it in this highly contrived spot. And then suddenly, after that happened, there was a pop from the crowd, and the camera cuts to Moxley laying on the floor outside the ring, laying in another broken table, but we never saw how it happened. And then they
missed it.
Then they went back and showed that Willow pushed him off the fucking head. He goes through the table, and then Willow powerbombed Marina 1, 2, 3. And
you didn't think I'd eat the pin, did you?
I wish he wouldn't eat the cosmic cookie when he comes up with these ideas. So then Moxley gets in and is staggering around like he's, I don't know what he was trying to, I'm sure he's had plenty of practice staggering. And he's obviously trying to back up toward Willow, whose back is to him, and he backs up into Willow to where he instantly jumps and spins around and grabs her and gives her the DDT. And then looks with the exaggerated, oh my God, what did I do? Like Julia Child when she went overboard on the cinnamon and the pastry. It's bleeding further now. I'm starting to get faint. That's for a small but dedicated audience there. And then he rolled out, and it was 20 minutes of this dreck. It's just, and we're not done. They're gonna try to run people off at the end of the program. Also, our Dick the Boozer and the Boar Horseman. But your thoughts on this thing here, there?
I like that at some point when they were working on this match, it was,
I got an idea. We won't just hit one girl; we'll hit both the girls.
I mean, You know, I remember when Jake Roberts DDT'd Dark Journey because she threw like chocolate syrup in his eyes, whatever the fuck it was, and Dick Slater was there. And they didn't even pull that off the right way. Like they got the big pop, but like she went down too quickly. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about like what was clearly the heel DDTing. The crowd reacted very interestingly. What did you think of the crowd reaction to Moxley hitting a woman?
Well, they popped for that because they knew that it that's one of the things that they know they're not supposed to do. Ooh, they did it. I think they would have liked to have seen a live Tijuana donkey show, and it'd be the same kind of pop, but it's just this show. Can you remember Steve Austin and The Undertaker days before their pay-per-view main event for the world title, deciding to pick two young ladies from the fucking diva pool to have the mixed tornado tag with?
No, The Undertaker waited a few years for that.
Well, if Michelle McCool had been in this, I'd have liked it better.
Oh, come on. That's a ridiculous statement. That's a ridiculous
Well, all right. I'll admit that.